Now, talking about the issue of the timing, that's for those raising objections. Well, they say the timing is not right. What is it they say that makes the timing not right?
Two things. They believe that the president is trying to divert attention away from the issues, national questions begging attention now. I do not know how a national conference is going to stop governance. And the second point is that if you start a conference in 2015, because 2014 is a campaign year, that it will eat into the electionary time. Okay. And I say to myself, does it mean that if, let me take America, if the shutdown that happened in America recently were to take place during the campaign period, they still wouldn't have shut down, or they wouldn't have resolved it, or they would have so concentrated on campaigning that they would have avoided taking care of the salient issues of the moment. The points that are befuddling the Nigerian common man's mind is, how does he get food? How does he get shelter? How does he get water? How does he get transport? More than all of this, how does he get security? These are questions that we believe the national conference can answer.
Address.
Yes, and these are issues that any and every government should be supportive of.
Now, aside from the very obvious ones, the things that we have seen on TV, the things that we have read in the newspapers, and of course the things that we may have heard through the grapevine, what really are the major challenges the advisory committee is facing in the discharge of its responsibilities?
Just the normal challenges of Nigeria. We are having to traverse great miles and expanses of land, and we're going by air, by road. We haven't gone by water, thank God, but because there are enough dangers already in the road travel. But we've been welcomed everywhere we've gone. We've been very warmly received by the governments, all the governments, Benin, Lagos inclusive, warmly welcomed us, the traditional institutions, the people more especially, and more importantly, the level of presentations, the maturity of and depth of presentations show that the people have spent those 2 weeks we gave them really sitting down, thinking out. In fact, in some zones, they set up mini committees made up of their eggheads and market women and other interest groups to sit down and present the zone's position paper, some states' position papers, and then they start presenting individuals' papers, nationalities papers, and all interest groups. And as I said, our chairman, Senator Dr. Femi Okunumu, is one person who sometimes he's like a field marshal. And he doesn't let go. No matter how tired we start, or sleepy, or we start murmuring and saying maybe we should round it up, he said he'll say no. So we sit down until the last person. There's no hand up. You're not listed. He'll say, anybody, is anybody else who has something to say? Sometimes when he says, I groan, because suddenly you have all kinds of hands. And they come up with all kinds of what you may call absurd positions. But no position, according to our mandate, is absurd. We must listen to every and all voices, and then collate these voices, distill them, and then advise the president.
All right, now that's the view from outside, but within the committee itself, you have people drawn from different shades of opinion. You have politicians, you have legislators, you have activists, you have, people coming from different kinds of schools of thoughts and different kinds of intellectual backgrounds. So how has that in any way impeded on impeded the progress you are making or have not been able to make?
One of the good things that this process has birthed is that it has shown me that a lot of the differences we have as Nigerians or human beings are just there because we don't understand one another, which is one of the things that this conference is to bring about. When we travel by road, long distances, sometimes because of my leg, I have to go in a car instead of traveling in the bus. And I miss being in the bus. In the bus, it's all laughter. There's a lot of rib-cracking jokes going around. We are all at ease with one another. We have the Gimbia, that's Senator Kairat Gwadabe, making sure she makes all of us comfortable. We have Professor George Biozo, who has been DG of NIA, ambassador in America, ambassador in Israel, and yet he's so down to earth, and he keeps all of us laughing all the way through. We have Alhaji Dauda Berma, who is an esteemed trustee of the Arewa Consultative Forum, a former minister, and he sits there, comes down to the level of the youngest member, not just of the committee, but even our support staff. Because we have support staff, we have resource persons, and we have those national resource persons, we have those zonal, and at the end of the day, I think we have all become friends. I think that's shows me that this nation can survive as a nation if you allow the opportunity for different shades of opinion to be thrown down. Let's argue. We have arguments.
Oh, definitely.
We have disagreements.
Okay.
But we don't think the same way all the time.
Oh, yes.
But at the end of the day, we all smile and we all know we are brothers and sisters.
All right. Well, Mr. Uranta, thank you very much for shedding light on the activities so far and the challenges of the Presidential Advisory Committee on Dialogue. At this point, I'd like to say I'll let you go, but then rest assured that when the committee completes its assignment, it might not be you, but maybe the chairman of the committee himself will have to come and round up.
Any of us, you call us, I'm sure we want to be available. We are available to the Nigerian populace.
Right.
They are sovereign.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles.
Okay.